A very good morning to one and all. Myself M. Siddhaya, Department of Zoology, TTWRDC Men's Sangareddy. I am working as a guest faculty in this institution. Today I will be talking about ribosome. All of us know the ribosome is one of the organelle of the cell, that may be prokaryotic cell or eukaryotic cell, and this ribosome can be observed with electron microscope. We cannot observe this minute organelle with light microscope. For seeing this organelle, we have to see the cell in the electron microscope. That is especially TEM, transmission electron microscope. The word ribosome is derived from the Latin words, two words. That is ribo means ribonucleic acid, related to DNA, RNA material, and soma means body, and this is non-membranous organelle. It having membrane, but it has membrane, but it is called as non-membranous organelle. And ribosome can be separated using uh, differential centrifugation. We cannot separate this organelle with the normal centrifugation, which having lesser sedimentation coefficient. With the with the higher sedimentation coefficient, we can separate these organelle from the cell fractionation. The discovery of ribosome. Coming to the discovery of ribosome, first Romanian cell biologist observed this organelle, namely George Emil Palade. Palade first observed this organelle, and after that, the term ribosome was proposed by Richard B. Roberts. And these three great scientists discovered the structure and functional organization of the cell. For this, for those people discovery, they awarded with Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in the year of 1974. The discovery of ribosome has been taken in the mid 1930s, but award has they have awarded with uh, Nobel Prize in the year of 1974. After 35 years of the study, after 35 years, uh, then three uh, great scientists, namely Venkatraman Ramakrishnan and Thomas A. Straits and E. Yonath, these people have discovered the structure and functional organization of ribosome. The discovery of for this discovery, they have awarded with Nobel Prize in Chemistry in the year of 2009. This has been this prize has been given after first Nobel Prize in the year of 2009. The number and types. Coming to the number and types of ribosome, the number is depends upon the activity of the cell. Number of ribosomes per cell is depends on the activity of cell. If the activity more, the ribosome number will be more. If the activity is lesser, the number is less. Number is also less. For example, in the bacterial cell, if we take bacterial cell, it consists of 10,000 ribosomes per cell, whereas eukaryotic cell having 10 millions ribosomes per cell. See the difference between two organisms. Prokaryotic in the activity of prokaryotic cell is lesser than eukaryotic cell. Okay. Coming to the types, there are two types of ribosomes are there. First one is free ribosomes. First one is free ribosomes. Next one is membrane bound ribosomes. First one is free ribosomes and next one is membrane bound ribosomes. First one is free ribosome. Next second one is membrane bound ribosomes. And coming to the detailed structure, coming to the detailed structure, uh, membrane free ribosomes. Free ribosomes means they have not attached with the endoplasmic reticulum membrane. Those ribosomes are called as free ribosomes. Free ribosomes are freely moved in the cytosol of the cell. They have not attached with any membranes. Those are called as free ribosomes. And the free ribosomes proteins produced from the free ribosomes released to the nucleus and uh, chloroplast, mitochondria, whereas membrane-bound ribosomes, which are attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, the translation, the translation or transportation of prepared synthesized proteins will be taken through the plasma membrane, secretory vesicles, endo, endo, endosomes. The major difference between two ribosomes is attachment of the with the endoplasmic reticulum. How attachment is taken? For example, when the mRNA synthesized from the DNA, replication after the translocation from the nucleus to cytosol, when the mRNA occurs in the cytosol, the signal recognition peptide will be released, and these signal recognition peptide attached attached to the ribosome, and this ribosome will be further attached to the endoplasmic reticulum membrane, and after that protein synthesis has been taken, and after completion of protein synthesis, the synthesized protein or peptide chain are released into the endoplasmic reticulum. After that, release of the proteins in the endoplasmic reticulum, further they will be released into the Golgi complex, and further reaction cascade will be occurred. Then uh, another type of ribosomes also occurred in the biology, that is polysomes. The term polysomes uh, refers as the poly means many ribosomes in the same mRNA, that is called as polyribosome. Polysome. More than two ribosomes or more than one ribosomes occur in the mRNA. That the sequential, the many ribosomes, those uh, ribosomes called as polysomes. This may happen in the synthesis of proteins, that is protein synthesis. And uh, the next one is the structure. The structure of ribosome. Coming to the structure of ribosome, ribosome having two subunits. Ribosome has two subunits. One is larger subunit. Second one is small subunit. And these two subunits having three locations, three sites, namely A, P, E, adenosyl site, and phosphopeptide site, peptide binding site, then exit site. Further uh, image or slide will talk more about this structure. Coming to the detailed study, A means amino acyl tRNA binding site. A site means amino acyl tRNA binding site. Both ribosomal subunits having these three sites for the synthesis of uh, proteins, for the attachment of tRNA, specialized which having specialized amino acids, which having anticodons, and A site and P site, A and P and E sites. A means amino acyl tRNA binding site. P means peptidyl tRNA binding site. E means exit sites. Name itself telling that amino acyl tRNA binding site. tRNA which having anticodons will bind, will attach this site, and further protein synthesis has been taken, will be taken. And P means peptidyl tRNA binding site. This is also tRNA initial tRNA binding site, which having initial anticodon, starting anticodon, and E means exit site. From this site, the empty tRNA will be removed from the site. And coming to the small subunit also having these three sites, and especially mRNA binding site. mRNA binding site is there in the small subunit of the ribosome. And uh, in the ribosome, the codons, DNA triplets, nucleotides are there. For these specialized triplets, anticodons will be there in the tRNA. This is about more about the ribosomal structure, comparison of prokaryotic and eukaryotic ribosomes. Coming to the prokaryotic ribosome, the ribosomes which having in the prokaryotes 70S type ribosomes. 70S means the sedimentation coefficient is a 70S, whereas the small fraction 30S and 50S is a large subunit. Sedimentation coefficient is is the capacity of suppression in the centrifugal force, in the centrifugal mission, that is sedimentation coefficient. Each subunit having a separate sedimentation coefficient. At the 70S, the ribosome, prokaryotic ribosome will be separated in the precipitate, and 50S at the 30S, these uh, separate subunits can be separated. At the 80S sedimentation coefficient, we can obtain the total ribosome, eukaryotic ribosome, whereas at the 60S sedimentation coefficient, Swedberg units, we can separate the large subunit of the eukaryotic ribosome. At the 40S, we can separate the 40S small unit of the ribosome. In these ribosomes, the rRNA ribosomal, every ribosome having separate RNA, and for these RNA subunits can be separate in the eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cell, and small ssRNA 120 nucleotides to 90. Coming to the another slide, the main function of ribosome is protein synthesis. Protein synthesis is a major function of the ribosome, and this protein synthesis can be carried out by three major steps. That is, first one is initiation, second one is elongation, Final one is termination. These major steps will be occurred in the synthesis of in the process of synthesis of protein synthesis. Before going to detail in the process of protein synthesis, I would like to tell you about the genetic code. This what is genetic code? What is the importance of the genetic code in the protein synthesis? What is the major role of the tRNA and mRNA in the protein synthesis? We have to know about these basics. So, what is genetic code? Genetic code is a three nucleotide sequence. The DNA could serve as a direct physical template of the assembly of protein. Instead, it was assumed that the information stored in the nucleotide sequence was present in some type of genetic code. Genetic code is the information. It replicates the main sequence of the amino acid. For three nucleotides, one genetic code will be placed as separate. Three nucleotides as separate as a uh, genetic code. For every amino acid, the separate genetic code will be there. For example, coming to the last stop, coming to the valine, GUA, GUC, GUG, GUU is a major. Uh, by these codons, valine will be prepared. Valine amino acid will be prepared. What is UCAG? Uracil, cytosine, adenosine, guanosine. These are the nucleotides in the DNA sequence. DNA from the DNA sequence, when the protein synthesis uh, will be required, then the mRNA will be replicated from the codon, genetic codon will be copied from the main DNA as a mRNA. Then this process called as transcription. This process called as a transcription. The copy of genetic codon, copy of genetic code from the main DNA as a mRNA called as transcription. After transcription, mRNA will be translocated from the nucleus to the cytosol through nucleospores. And for these sequence, for these genetic code, specialized anticodons will be there in the tRNA. tRNA means uh, tRNA means trans tRNA means transmission RNA. For this, every uh, codon, the opposite means anticodon will be there in the tRNA. For example, for uracil, adenosine, guanosine is the anticodon in the prokaryotic cell. For the prokaryotics, for the eukaryotes, for same in the case of the cytosine, the anticodon is G. In the case of adenosine, anticodon is U. Uracil, G, C. For in the eukaryotic cell, G, for the G, anticodon is cytosine. Okay, this is how anticodon and anticodon concept are there. Steps involved in synthesis of protein. The first step is initiation. Coming to the initiation, interaction between rRNA and mRNA, rRNA in ribosomal small subunit and mRNA, these two uh, sequences, interaction between these two sequences play a key role in the initiation. and attachment of the small subunit with the AUG, that is a starting codon, will be initiated. This is the first step in the initiation. Further information will be there after this slide. The starting codon is AUG. Starting codon is AUG. The interaction between rRNA and mRNA, uh, for example, in this slide, rRNA having the separate sequence and mRNA having anti-sequence, anti-codon. For example, codon, anti-codon. The anti-codons of are having in the rRNA sequence and for the mRNA, this attachment will be play a key role in the initiation process. Initiation begins with the union of two complexes, the major in the eukaryotes, especially in the eukaryotes. One is 43S complex. 43S complex. It contains the 40S small, that is small ribosomal subunit, bound to the several initiation factors. For the initiation, several initiation factors uh, will be required. After the attachment of several initiation factors to the uh, small subunit, in this image, uh, eukaryotic initiation factor 1A, that is EIEIFIA, that is initiation eukaryotic initiation factor IA. The attachment of these initiation factors with the small subunit and with the tRNA can trigger the initiation action, and the initiator tRNA methionine uh, having tRNA, that is initiation tRNA, whereas the other contains the mRNA bound to the separate groups of initiation factors. Some of the initiation factors attached bind to with the small subunit. Some of them attaches with the mRNA nucleotide sequence. These attachment of initiation factors can trigger the initiation action of the protein synthesis, initiation step of the protein synthesis. This union is mediated by the interaction between eukaryotic initiation factor 3 on the F3S complex and initiation factor 4G on the mRNA. These two factors trigger the initiation reaction. Once the 43S complex has bound to the 5' end of the mRNA, it can scans along the message until it reaches the appropriate AUG codon. Once the 43S complex, that is binding with another various initiation factors, the the formation of 43S complex, after formation of 43X complex, it binds automatically with the mRNA with the help of other initiation factors. For example, initiation factor 4G and initiation factor 5. These initiation factors binds with one to another, the process will be started. When till AUG is occurred on the mRNA sequence, it scans a 43S complex scans the entire mRNA till AUG may occur on the sequence. After the AUG, the starting initiator tRNA will be bind to the codon. Assume that this is tRNA and this is mRNA. The complex, this is complex, this is tRNA, and this complex to go through around the mRNA. When the AUG sequence occurred, the tRNA binds, and tRNA which having anticodon binds with the AUG. Then That binding of the tRNA with anticodon with the mRNA triggered the another subunit to attach the small unit, that is large subunit. When if this process occurred, the large subunit also uh, bind with the small subunit. The tRNA placed at the P site, starting tRNA, initiator tRNA binds at the P site, binds at the P site of the binds with the P site, that is peptide binding site of the uh, ribosome. The next step in the synthesis of protein is elongation. Elongation will be carried out after the attachment of the attachment with the starting codon. With the change initiator tRNA in place with the P site, when the tRNA placed in the P site, the ribosome is available for entry of the second amino acyl tRNA into the vacant A site. Ribosome, in the three sites of the ribosome, the first initiator tRNA placed in the P site. Another A site is vacant for the uh, appropriate anticodon tRNA having tRNA. So the availability of entry of the second amino acyl tRNA will be taken after this step. Then this with the specialized tRNA, with the attachment of a specialized tRNA, the first step will be started in the elongation process. The second step in the elongation cycle is the formation of peptide bond between these two amino acids. In the P site, ribosome having one tRNA and the attachment of another tRNA in A site with 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 one amino acid having P site and another amino acid having in the site of A. These two amino acids, uh, for the binding of these two amino acids having will be changed in the will be formed in the form of peptide bond. Peptide bond formation is accomplished as amine nitrogen of the amino acyl tRNA in the A site carries out a nucleophilic attack on the carbonyl carbon of the amino acid bound to the tRNA of P site. The chemical bond between two amino acids will be taken these two sites, that is amino acyl tRNA, the nitrogen of the I will see we will see in the next slide. Amino acid between bind peptide bind between two amino acids will be occurred in the nitrogen of first amino acyl tRNA in the A site and carbonyl carbon of the amino acid of the P site. Peptide bond will be prepared, will be formed in these two uh, elements. The formation of the first peptide bond leaves one end of the tRNA molecule of the A site still attached to its complementary codon on the mRNA, and the other end of the micro molecule attached to a dipeptide. The tRNA of P site now devoid of any linked amino acid. The following step called translation and translocation. The shift of the tRNA from P site to F site and another tRNA A site to P site. This movement, this translocation is characterized by ratchet-like motion of the small subunit. The small subunit will be moved further forth on the sequence. This movement, this motion of the small subunit and large subunit will help in the formation of many amino acid peptide bonds. As a result, the ribosome moves three nucleotides along the mRNA from the 5' end to 3' direction. In the final step of the elongation, the deacylated tRNA leaves the ribosome, emptying the E site. The total elongation process will be shown in the in this image. In the first step, the attachment of the appropriate anticodon, appropriate tRNA which having anticodon for the mRNA binds at the A site. Then in the second step of the elongation, 2 GTP will be GTP reduced into GDP, and peptide bond will be formed. Peptide bond will be formed in between two amino acids. Then the ratchet movement of small and large subunit facilitates further and move forward and facilitate for tRNA moving on another side. And finally, the exit side, from the exit side, tRNA will be exit from the ribosome, and the new peptide bond will be occurred in the two amino acids formation of polypeptide chain. And this is also the depicts explain about the elongation step. Final step is termination. Termination means stopping process, stopping protein synthesis, stopping process, stopping. No tRNAs exit whose anticodons are complementary to stopping codon. When a ribosome reaches one of these codons, for example UAA, UAG, UGA, these are the codons, are the codons which are called as stopping codons. The signal is read when the ribosome reads these type of anticodons, stopping codons, they automatically protein synthesis will be stopped, because no anticodons for these uh, triplets or triple codon, so automatically no anticodon, no further elongation process. So these are the codons called as anticodons, called as stopping codons. Then further elongation, release of the polypeptide associated with the last tRNA, and the release of the each and every subunit and mRNA polypeptide like this will be occurred after the stopping codon. And this process occurs only with the stopping codon, with not other codons. For each codons it has anticodons, but for these codons no anticodon is there in the biological system. For that, the process of synthesis will be stopped. When the ribosome reaches these codons, the process of synthesis will be stopped. And this is for prokaryotic initiation. In this image, we can see the elongation process in the first, at the A site amino acid, the attachment of the formation of polypeptide bond will be taken between two elements, the carbonyl carbon of the P site amino acid and nitrogen of the one amino acid. The formation of polypeptide bond will be taken. This formation of polypeptide also in the presence of many peptidases, and uh, finally these two amino acids will bind with two together, and the formation of the polypeptide will be taken. Coming to the prokaryotic uh, initiation elongation process, in the prokaryotic also same process, but factors, initiation factors will be differed from the eukaryotic cell. Same, the binding of mRNA, binding site of mRNA in the 30S ribosomal subunit and the 50S ribosomal subunit having large subunit, and initiation of the process will be taken after the attachment of after binding of the initiation factors. And these initiation same as like in the eukaryotic cell, same process will be taken in the eukaryotic prokaryotic also. The initiation tRNA, initiator tRNA will bind to the small subunit. After the formation of these complex, scanning will be occurred, appropriate scanning for the AUG sites, that is starting codon. After the uh, presence of the AUG, the initiation of the protein synthesis. After the identification of AUG, initiation of the protein synthesis will be carried out. The binding of large subunit at the peak site will be taken. After this, elongation process will be taken. In the elongation process also same like as eukaryotic cell. In the prokaryotic cell also, the protein synthesis will be taken out by the formation of peptide bonds between specialized amino acids. As the movement of the ribosome will be taken as a ratchet movement, the sites tRNA will be move forth from the A site to P site to exit site. In this process, binding of the amino acid with each other by the peptide bond will be given as a peptide chain. After appropriate uh, peptide and the final, when the final codon, that is as we have discussed earlier, when the stopping codon occurs on the mRNA sequence, there is no anticodons for that stopping specialized stopping codons. Then the synthesis of the process of synthesis will be stopped at that specialized codon. Then the when the stop when the stopping of the synthesis occurs, the total subunits and mRNA and peptide will be removed from each other, and the peptide chain is translocated into the endoplasmic reticulum. From there, in polypeptide chain, transposed translational uh, modifications will be occurred in the Golgi complex. Finally, after post-translational modifications, appropriate protein will be transported or secreted from the different sites of the cell. So, major differences between prokaryotic protein synthesis and eukaryotic protein synthesis is the factors involving or complexes involving in the uh, initiation and elongation process are different. Major processes similar to the eukaryotic cell. This is overall overall map of the protein synthesis. How protein synthesis uh, will be taken by the ribosome. For example, this is nucleus. DNA, all of us know, DNA will be DNA is there in the nucleus. When the cell is going to prepare for the protein synthesis, signal will be reaches to the uh, DNA molecule. DRNA will be copied, as a transcription process, as will be copied as a mRNA by the process of transcription. In the transcription, the codon, sequence codon, will be copied by from the dRNA to mRNA. After transcription, mRNA will transported or translocated from the nucleus to cytosol. When the mRNA occurs, comes into the cytosol, the various signal molecules recognizes the mRNA, and that process initiate induce to the ribosomal attachment to the mRNA. The attachment of ribosome to the mRNA initiates further process, and and finally that the ribosome comes and attaches to the endoplasmic reticulum, and then ratchet movement, as we have discussed earlier, ratchet movement facilitate the peptide formation, polypeptide formation, and this polypeptide uh, formation ends after the stop codon or before the stop codon. The formed polypeptide enters into the endoplasmic reticulum. Then the polypeptide enters, further moves forth and enters into the Golgi complex, and where post translational modifications are taken. After the post translation modifications formed, the proper appropriate structure, appropriate protein will be formed in the Golgi complex. After the post translational modifications, the secretion of the protein through the plasma membrane will be taken in the further process. For every for each and every enzyme synthesis, and another processes, proteins, synthesis of protein will be uh, play a key role. So the synthesis of protein is a keystone for the cornerstone for the every cell. After this process, the complete protein will be secreted through the plasma membrane. So these are the few references: molecular biology of cell by Bruce Albert, cell by Karp, and molecular approaches, the Cooper. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity to the TTWRDC Sangareddy and Principal TTWRDC. Thank you very much.